Well, everyone, like I said, that's the start of our show. We've got a lot coming up, so I'd like to welcome out our very first guest. Please put your hands together for Devin Breen of the Chicago Chiditarod. Devin. I didn't know I could do that till then.
How about now?
Fantastic. Is your mic on, or did I just mess up?
It is now.
Fantastic. That's your regular voice. You just project so well.
Pretty much.
I could get you a job with the Nerdfest Singers with a baritone like that.
I'd be honored, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Devin, so just a little background. Our very first Geek Show, this is the third one, we had Mitchie on, who I believe is in the audience, and she immediately after the show said, oh my God, you need to have Devin Breen on from the Chiditarod. This guy's amazing. And I was like, oh, okay. It's a little aggressive. And then I went online, and she was right. I was amazed. Okay, so if I had to sum up the Chiditarod, it looks like cosplay, charity food drive, and beer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Sabotage.
Perfect.
And industrial design.
One of these things is not like the other. All of those things should belong. So, Devin, why don't you give us a little bit of background about what you would describe the Chiditarod as, what it is, how to get started, what is this thing?
Cool. So at its core, the Chiditarod is a costume shopping cart race / mobile food drive. We lay claim, jokingly, but probably seriously, to being the world's largest mobile food drive. The idea came around, just about 10 years ago. We're celebrating our 10th anniversary. So it got started 10 years ago in 2005. I went to this little thing out in Nevada called Burning Man. And I came back like full of inspiration. I'm like, I can do anything I want! Oh my God! And then I heard about a similar event to Chiditarod called the Chiditarod, which is out in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing it for a couple years, and pretty much a lot of them got arrested every time they did it. It was basically like running around with shopping carts from the cops.
It sounds like high school.
Pretty much. And so, and a friend of mine said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did something like this here? And I said, yes, and we will. So I put out a little call. We got 10 people to help us organize it, and in 2006 we did our first event.
Cool. So I was looking actually on the website. Looks like the first year it still went really well, but now you're donating these exorbitant amounts of money to the Chicago Food Bank.
Right. So our first year we, in a way, we were like, this sounds like a great idea. How can we do this and not get arrested?
Why don't we roll the video? We have a video from 2012 that kind of shows, and we can talk about it when we look at some of this stuff.
Well, the video is on a separate slide, so you keep talking for about 15 seconds while I cue that up.
Thank you, God.
Thanks, God. I love you, man. So we introduced a charity aspect to it. We figured this is a great idea. Let's get people out. Let's do something totally fun, totally chaotic, but do something for charity, something for the right reasons. And that just took off. Our first year, we raised about 700 pounds of food. And this last year, we raised over 20,000 pounds of food. So,
I'm not a mathematician, but that's a lot.
it's like 18,000 meals. That's a lot of food.
That's a lot. That's more than I would be able to have.
And so then a few years ago, our team said to us, hey, this is great, we love this, but we want to do more. Can we fundraise? And we were like, yeah, sure. We'll just set up a fundraising platform. Yeah, cool. So we got that going, and that started taking off. We started a 501c3 organization called the Chiditarod Foundation, which has given out $45,000 in grants. So from the side of Chiditarod, yeah, it's a lot of fun, it's chaotic, there's sabotage, there's creativity, there's all this stuff, but at the same time, going along with the shopping cart idea, it's helping people, right? So we do immediate food relief through the food drive, and then we also donate money to microgrants to charities around Chicago that are educating people on how to be food sustainable.
So that sounds great, but you mentioned sabotage, which usually isn't. Can you go a little bit more into what this Sabotage mean? Is it like Beastie Boys, or is it like?
There actually is literal and figurative sabotage. We have had a few Beastie Boys teams, which are awesome at doing the sabotage thing. So since the beginning, we didn't. This Chiditarod is not easy, right? It takes place the first Saturday in March. It's cold, and that's how we like it. We only really want the hardcore badasses to come out.
It's
and
for
race with
warriors,
us.
yeah.
It's for warriors, yeah. So part of that is this idea of creative sabotage. So teams can come up with ways to sabotage the other teams in a way that's non-destructive and non-damaging to equipment and flesh.
Usually those are good rules to abide by in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, anything that really won't get you arrested is usually okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're talking about teams of sabotage, teams being the Beastie Boys. What were some of the craziest teams? Because I know that we had the guy, I'm so sorry, Indiana Jones. Oh no! I'm done, I'm so sorry. You had Indiana Jones being chased by the boulder, and I kind of pulled up a few of my favorites. What were some of the craziest teams that you've seen?
We've had some incredible teams. Some of these teams start planning their themes and their carts in December, and like blueprints and such. One of the craziest ones we ever saw was a team called the Derailers, who's a longtime team. Their day jobs is Steppenwolf Scene Shop.
Sure.
So they're really good at building things. Really good. They had a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea set up.
I saw that just
See it?
before. I'm scared of squid.
Yeah.
I would run as fast as I could away from them. You're not supposed to like race to win, but I would probably.
Well, you can race to win.
Well, I saw the different awards.
About 5% of our teams actually race for speed. I would say 50% of them race to win something, and the rest are just racing because it's fun.
Sure. As someone like, it's really difficult to get me to run anywhere, but just it's true. It's very true. But I was just taken aback by like the creativity of some of these costumes. I saw somebody go as different Paul Rudd roles throughout the year. And it really is just like the same pasty white dude with the crew cut.
Yeah. There was an Emilio Estevez team
Yep.
that did that every year too. Just, yeah.
Coach Bombay throughout the years. D3 really took a bad turn. We can't say it didn't happen. It happened. Well, besides the race, I know that there's some other events. If you don't want to race, there's other ways to fundraise. There's other ways to do things. Can you go into that a little bit?
Absolutely. Every year, for about the last 3 years, we do an all-team fundraiser because teams are starting to do their own events. So we're like, well, screw that. Let's just do one for you, and everybody can come. We can all hang out. It happens in February. This year, it's on February 6th. It's happening at the Emporium Logan Square, and we're doing a Super Rotters versus Chidita Villains theme, which is very apropos here. We're actually going to be doing a cape off. So you bring your cape off, 30
It's like
seconds.
Zoolander with supervillains and superheroes?
Do it.
Why has it not been made? I call it. I'm gonna do it. Chris, we're doing that.
Done.
Perfect. Now announcing the Kickstarter for Zoolander supervillains. We need a lot. So you got the event at Emporium, which seems perfect. It seems like you have different entry levels for pretty much everyone. Can we get the clip up here, maybe from this year? I want to be able to showcase some of this.
Narrate a little bit.
And this is Wicker, right?
Yeah, this is a Ukrainian village. This is Wolcott. It's my favorite street in Chicago. Basically, we stuff 1,000 people.
It's like the Iditarod, only the sleds are shopping carts, the people and the dogs act the checkpoints, they're bars. It's epic! Over about 1,000 people in costumes with themed shopping carts. And it's built as probably the world's largest mobile food run. That's as far as we know. The food and money go to the Greater Chicago Food Depository and the urban farming nonprofit Growing Home.
Not only are we bringing together food to solve an immediate hunger problem, but we're looking to make it as sustainable as possible.
Beans.
Food. More food.
So do we have the video from 2014 with some of the stats?
Let me check.
Let's see. see it go haywire, that's because it's my computer. Kickstarter for my new computer. It's happening right now.
Is anybody here familiar with Bill Brasky?
Bill Brasky!
Bill Brasky?
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit. So to the industrial design idea, while this is happening, I can speak to this. There's one team, they did Rocky a couple years ago, and it was something. Like, they had a big yoke, and they had one guy as Rocky with the yoke on, like an ox yoke, and he was pulling all 4 of them across, in their cart, and they're all like, "Come on, Rock, come on!" And it was great. So the next year, they did a Bill Brasky thing, where they built a bar. They turned their shopping cart, like they flattened it, and they reinforced it, and they built this bar out of it. And they had a bar, and they had all these like locking drawers, and this thing was so solid that as they were coming out of the starting line, ripping around the corner, they had one guy pulling the whole thing again, and 4 people seated at the bar on bar stools with big beers going, "Bill Brasky!" And this thing cut around the corner, and I was like, solid. These guys are pros.
Here we go.
Let it rip.
And this is the most recent one.
Yeah.
All right.
You.
There's all my Rihanna songs. I regret nothing.
You definitely have two
So
things.
if you move that, you can see the stats. There's my dad. Hey, Dad.
Is he? Can we meet your dad if we go?
Yeah, you guys
Cool.
you can all meet my dad. We call him Papa Bear.
Yes.
Sports. That's environmental encroachment. They've been with us every year. Best in show.
Okay. Those people with the heads, I saw them online. That's terrifying. That is also terrifying. That is awesome. Batman villains.
Yeah, they were hunting the Batman.
Look at that handsome guy.